I know I really should be working on the GTO and getting it done, but if you remember me talking about this old work truck, told you about the rear end, well, I finally found one on Facebook Marketplace, reasonably priced. So with this rear end being, well, screwed up, I didn't want to put all the new brake stuff I got on it to make it stop like it should, because it doesn't stop like it should at all. Doesn't really ride like it should either, and it's going to tear up axle shafts on that one side pretty quick. Now, I've been lucky driving as long as I have, but since it is my daily, I still haul with it. Still needed to get around so I can make my money to put into the GTO. I need to put some money in the rear end of this thing. So, found one, gonna go down, check it out, look at it. As long as it's half decent, of course, while it's out of the truck, I'll go ahead and put a bunch of new stuff in it because it's already out and everything. And when I put it in, I may do the cheap route of removing one leaf spring, maybe two, to drop the rear a little bit. And I don't want to drop it too much because, well, I don't want a slammed truck. It's about an inch and a half higher in the back still than the front, even with the lowering shackle. So I think, depending on what spring I take away, I'll have to ask some people I know who do that a lot. I don't want to hurt the ride too much, and I just want it to drop about an inch to inch and a half and level out a little bit. And I might lower the front still, I'm not sure. I do got to replace a bunch of those components so it will ride straight again and true. So, you know what, enough of that. Let's go check out that rear end. Now here it is the 10 bolt that I just picked up. And for the most part, everything seems to be pretty good. It looks a little worn out. It's not really, doesn't look like any rear end grease coming out the sides around the bearings. A little dirty, but you know what, no big deal. Seems to spin fine. But, alright, now there it is, unloaded. Now, should be putting money into it, but if I'm going to have to drive it every day, because I still need something to work out of, I'm going to enjoy it. So, build the rear end the way I want to. And said I can't rebuild this one because that axle tube is not worth it to me, because you can still find the rear ends here and there for probably what it costs someone to cut the tube and fix it and whatever. So it's not worth it to me at all. But this rear end, who knows anything other than the axles and bearings I put in it. I don't know if the ring and pinion's ever been changed or the carrier, any of that. So as far as I know, this is all that stock from 81, and it's time for a rebuild anyway, because you can feel the slack in it. So again, it's not worth rebuilding. And I feel the 3:42 gear ratios will really help this truck out on performance and economy, honestly, in my opinion. I know some people will be like, no, yes, no, but when this thing is in drive and overdrive, it's so sluggish with those 273 gears that you have to use so much throttle to get it to do anything that 3:42 gear ratio with in drive and overdrive will be a lot more responsive. Shouldn't have used near as much throttle. Yes, the engine RPMs will be a little higher, but I won't be using the throttle as much, opening it up for more fuel to flow in. So the throttle will be, you know, just not used as much, as long as I can keep my foot out of it and not play around too much. Big if there, that's hard for me to do. So hopefully I'll get all the parts scavenged up eventually. I'll probably wait for some bonus bucks from Summit and probably a special offer from eBay with their eBay bucks where I get an extra like 8 or 10%. Order all the parts at once, get that little bit of discount technically, whatever you want to consider it. I can use that money on something else and get this truck fixed. And like I said, I may just take out a spring to set that even. It's not too bad. I was looking at it earlier, and I might just take the spring out and see where that sits, and then judge how I want to do the front after that, see how much further I want to take the front down. So first thing first on the work truck is obviously the rear end. Once I get everything situated for the rear end, then I'll take care of the front end suspension, which it needs, then the exhaust. Then I'm going to try to work some patina on this somehow. I've never done that before. Spots like this, the brown's starting to come back through, so I don't know if I can work something on that. I'm going to have to see how some of these people do it and get a patina effect on this. I may get rid of the cowl, either get a shorter one or a flat hood just to make it more of a stalker looking, and go from there. But hopefully you enjoyed the episode. And as always, thanks for watching.